Shalom.
It's the brother Nahal.
Brother Kaya.
Before we get started, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakabadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the believers, and the soldiers pushing this truth around the four corners. And what we want to talk about for this, this quick and transit lesson is progress over perfection. Because ultimately, what we're doing, as we strive, for the masteries, we don't become perfect until we become perfect. Till our course is finished. So why this walk is not about us becoming perfect. We're practicing imperfection. So it's about the build up and the progress, to it. So the progress is over the perfection, because the perfection comes when the progress is done. So the most important part is the building thereof first. You want to say something?
Yeah, that's why it says mark the end of the perfect man. Yeah. For the end of that man is peace. But like you say, the imperfection actually leads us to the perfection.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't strive to be perfect. We just strive to be righteous. Which again, righteous give us progression. All right. It have given us a foundation to what? Build upon, right?
Yeah.
And we have to have sufficient to build. And really to have sufficient to build is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Yahushua gotta be supping with you. All right, coming into you to where you can what? You can build on your righteousness. Give me Hosea 10 and 12, I believe. It's gonna say, sow to yourselves, sow to yourselves, reap, and then sow to yourself. You should sow to yourself in mercy. Salakia. It's gonna say reap, and so it should be Hosea 10 and 12.
This is Hosea 10 and 12.
That's it?
Yeah, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy.
Yeah.
Break up your fallow ground. For it is time to seek the Lord Yahweh till he come and rain righteousness upon you.
Right, break up your fallow ground so what? You can get planted in. All right, in order to plant the seed in the ground and for fruit to come of it, you got to break the ground up first. Which that's part of the process, right? That's part of the process of progression. All right, what it says, Apollos water it. Paul planted and Apollos water it, but the Lord gave the increase. Yeah. Right, so we're trying to sow to ourselves. We trying to sow in our works of righteousness so we can reap in mercy. And that really, when we get the mercy, we're gonna get the full protection of the full perfection of the Lord. Yeah. All right, when what? Mercy is granted to us forever. All right? Because Yahushua in John 1 and 17, it says, you could get that and then grab the ones we got. I don't want to keep stacking up, Salakia. Get the John 1 and 17.
Yeah. This is John 1 and 17, St. John 1 and 17. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Right, so the grace and truth came through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So through him we got life, right? That our imperfections wouldn't basically totally kill us, man. Right?
Determine our fate.
Right. Yeah. It ain't determine our fate. That's why Paul speak about the law of fate, man. That's what? That's the way you progress. Because without faith, it's impossible to please Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Then how can you continue in the truth? How you gonna build? How you gonna establish yourself? How you gonna be given into the anchors of your soul that it speak about, which is Yahweh Shai, man?
Because we know when it's true, the law to break you down too, to build you up. But
yeah.
If the faith ain't there, what would you become? If you don't have that faith to propel you inside of that progress.
Yeah, because faith is the ingredient, right, to all our success. So no matter what you have, right, in charity, we doing it in faith. Everything happens in faith, all right? Because it's your confidence towards what you building towards, right? And if you don't have confidence towards doing something, you're going to be grudging in doing it. You're going to be unsure, right? Because it's not an immediate payoff. That's the thing about perfection. Perfection is the long game. Yeah. So, but it can be reached. It's going to be reached. We're going to be perfected. all right? But before, you have to see all the imperfections, all right, of the perfection. That's what a diamond. That's what you're saying, a diamond. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, this Proverbs 24:16.
You can end it with that too.
It says, "For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief."
Go ahead.
Alright, so yeah, that just man, that righteous man, a faithful man, he falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Alright, so that's part of that progress. To sometimes we make mistakes, we fall, we slip. Alright, but our faith is what allows us, is that cushion basically that we fall on, man, to keep going.
Yeah.
To be able to keep going and try again. Alright, even though we may slip, we catch our fall.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord, through our faith, we have faith that the Lord catch our fall for us, that we may continue.
Yeah, a real man examine the progress that he had from the problem, right? Because the problem is obvious, is obvious, all right? But the progress is what you're examining, because that lets you know if you have been solution based, all right, and you're growing, or you're solutionizing everything, man, which is a process. But that's it, brother. That's all I have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that was edifying. But before I end it, I want to give infinite honors, prayers to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kabadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the soldiers and the believers around the 4 corners. All right, pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.